Hello everyone, so yesterday I made a video which was called Inputting Patterns on the Brother KH-930, 940, 965, 965i and Introduction to the Lace Carriage. Well, I gave you some misinformation on entering the memo information from the punch card and transferring it to the electronics on the machine. Now, I didn't realise this until I looked more into these different punch card designs. So I was playing about with them yesterday and inputting some designs. Now, the memo information in the video yesterday that I made, I told you to go one row ahead of what these turnaround marks tell you on the punch card and enter the memo information the following row from where it's marked on the card. Now, that works for this punch card, but it doesn't work for every punch card. So what you'll need to do is, because on a punch card machine, the first line of the card isn't read until it's about 7 rows down. It depends. If it's a Brother machine, it's about 7 rows in. If it's a Silver Reed or a Knitmaster, it'll be 5 rows down, because obviously it has to feed past the casing in the machine and down into the punch card patterning facility. So it won't read when it's locked on row 1 on the machine. It's actually reading this row here, not this row. So the markings on the card are actually out of sync from where they're actually going to be. So that's why it can be a bit tricky to transfer this memo information from a punch card onto a machine if you're following a punch card design. But a foolproof way that will work with every punch card for either, well, it can be lace or it can be colour work, anything like that has memo information, it'll work the same. Now, there's 2 methods of doing this, whichever you'll find easier. I'll explain both. So, the first method is to physically follow the rows on the punch card exactly where it tells you to put them in. So here it says, there's row 1 of the card where it's marked, row 1. So the first turnaround mark is on row 6, so you'll put the number 2 in the memo window on row 6. And then it shows it again there on row 12, so you'll skip up to row 12 and put number 2 for another 2 rows. And just follow the card until you get to the top, just before the leader holes, which on this card is row 45. And then continue to count from the bottom, 46, 47, 48, enter that on row 48, which is where the turnaround mark is, 49, 50, 51, 52, and enter it there, etc. And that would be the last row of your design. This particular design is 52 rows long. Now, sometimes, like I said, it'll be replaced by a number, these turnaround marks, which the turnaround marks mean to knit 2 rows. If it's replaced by a number, just enter the number that the design says. This one says 10, and unfortunately on the 930, 940, 965 and 965i, you can't put double numbers in the memo display. So there I would just put 1, and I would know that that would mean to knit 10 rows. So it can be a bit tricky that way, but that's that. The second method, which you'll probably find easier, to be honest, because there's not really any counting involved, other than, well, there is actually, because you'll have to physically count as you go. But all you need to remember is that wherever there is a plain row here, you can see that there is, you've got 2 plain rows, and that's for the lace carriage to get back to the opposite side of the bed. Wherever that last plain row is where you need to enter your memo information. Now, if it's just turnaround marks for the entire card, then I'd go ahead and do it that way. But if there's numbers involved, I would definitely do it the method I told you the first time. But wherever the last of the 2 plain rows there is where the memo information is. So we can prove that by counting up here. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is the last of the plain row, and if we look at where the card is actually marked with the numbers, you can see that that's where the turnaround mark is on row 6, and so on. But as I said, the information I've just given you in this video will work for any punch card that has memo information like lace, multicolour skip stitch or slip stitch, multicolour tuck, jacquard, fair isles and stuff, anything like that. Wherever the memo information is marked on the punch card, you need to translate that exactly as it is on the card onto the electronics of the electronic machine. The only thing to bear in mind really is that when you get to the last row before the leader holes is to continue counting from whatever the last number was at the top. So that's 33. Then you go 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and then you get to row 1 again. So that is basically all there is to it. So hopefully that's helped clear some things up. As I say, it didn't occur to me until I started looking at these other punch card designs and realised that what I'd said wouldn't actually work for every card. But there we go. Hopefully that's helped, and thank you very much for watching. And as I said, if you have any questions or you're curious on how something works, or you want me to show how something works or how to do something, then feel free to send me a message or comment on any of my videos, and I'll be sure to get something arranged and make a video and help you out, hopefully. So thanks for watching, and have a lovely day.